Good morning and welcome into the Lifeline Morning Show. I'm Steven. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. You know, I love getting your day started off on the right foot. And to help with that, I use an inspiring quote. And here it is. God doesn't just answer prayers. He exceeds them. Now let me tell you a story that proves it. A few years ago in Tulsa, Oklahoma, 72-year-old Carolyn Blakely was standing in the grocery checkout line. She was looking at the total on the screen and she froze. Money was tight. She didn't have enough. And in that moment, she started to quietly panic. She was praying under her breath, trying to figure out what to take off the belt. That's when the man behind her stepped forward, pulled out his wallet, and said, "I've got this." He paid for all of her groceries, just like that. Carolyn later told reporters, "He didn't just meet my need. He gave me hope again." That moment was caught on the store's security cameras and aired on local news all across Tulsa. A small act, sure, but for Carolyn, it was divine. It was the unexpected answer to a whispered prayer. And maybe that's exactly what you need to hear today. That God isn't ignoring your need. He's just working behind the scenes. Sometimes his answers don't come wrapped in thunder or lightning. They come in ordinary moments with extraordinary timing. As we look ahead toward the rest of this summer we've just begun, let's also take a moment to look back and celebrate the moments when God showed up. So here's your challenge this morning. What do you have today that you once prayed for? Whether it was a breakthrough, a healing, or just a good moment of peace, take a second to say thank you, because your now was once a not yet. And hey, I'd love to hear your story. You can text me 256-967-0885 and let me know, what's one thing God did for you that still blows your mind? You could call me too. I'd love to hear your voice. 256-505-0885. Let's celebrate his goodness together. Okay? Sound good? All right, I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Now, a little song that goes so well with this topic. It's Elevation Worship and Same God, right here, right now, on the Lifeline Morning Show.
I'm calling on the God of Jacob, whose love endures through generations.
It's the biggest lesson I learned in 2024. Sometimes God will call you to do for others what you don't even get to experience for yourself. I will use you to help people pay stuff off and you still in debt. God will have you on the phone giving people the best advice in the world and you don't even know what to say to your own self.
Who says I'm with you there in the dark? It won't always be this hard. I'm holding your broken heart.
Yeah, there's plenty of rain out there, dreary gray skies. It's become the norm here lately. Though we did get a little bit of a break yesterday afternoon, which was nice. Yeah, I utilized that time, finally got to cut my lawn, and now it's set. It's good to go. Don't have to worry about it. I'll tell you more about that later, because it was more than just cutting the lawn. There was a lot of work that went into that. Oh, my. Whew. Anyway, let's keep moving. Your word of life today comes to you from John chapter 14, verse 27 in the New Living Translation of the Bible. I am leaving you with a gift, peace of mind and heart. And the peace I give is a gift the world cannot give. So don't be troubled or afraid. I love that. Wow. We need to hang on to that one, don't we? But you know what? We need to share it with somebody too. We can hang on to it. We can hold it as our own, and we can give it away at the same time, because we're not going to lose it. When we know this truth, wow, you can cling to it. And when you share it with others, you can do so with power, because you realize just how true it is, and you're experiencing it. You're living it out yourself. So that's the reason why we ask you to share this word of life, because when you do it, you're able to tell them what it means to you. And that's a great way of sharing your faith. And guess what you're doing right then? Living out the Great Commission. You are telling others about Jesus, and that's a pretty big deal. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me here on the Lifeline Morning Show. However you are listening, I see you right here in Gunnersville on the streaming map. Also, Germany is hanging out with us. Fukenstein and Vogeland. Hey, we've got a lot of great show lined up, so I hope you'll stick around, okay? Here we go. It's Tasha Layton and Chris Brown.
This looks impossible, but you're the God of impossible. And I've seen your faithfulness all over my life.
Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. How many times have you heard that? And so many times when something good actually happens for us, we've got the, well, but what if this happens? What if this doesn't last? What if I really wasn't supposed to get this? What if this was just a mistake? Oh my. You know what? We can what if ourselves right back home and into the bed and paralyze ourselves from ever even getting up, because let me tell you something. This life is tough. You know that. You've been living it just like I have. But there's no reason why we should have to feel bad about the good things that are happening for us. I want to unpack that a little bit better with some help coming up after Megan Woods and The Truth. Oh, you're going to love this. So stick around, okay? All right. You're listening to the Lifeline Morning Show. Real hope, real faith, real life.
How many times can you hear the same lie before you start to believe it? The enemy keeps whispering to me. Swear these days it's all that I'm hearing.
Sometimes we get so acclimated to the struggle that we think that we belong there. We think that that's our spot. That's what we own. But you know something? As a child of God, you don't have to own that struggle. You don't have to live there. You don't have to persistently be in a state of chaos and confusion and not knowing where the next meal is coming from. Why? Well, because we have a Heavenly Father who helps us. He's doing things behind the scenes. He's working all things together for our good because we love Him. And we're called according to His purpose. And sometimes we need to remember that, hey, though the struggle might be happening right now, it's just a season. It's not going to last forever. Why? Because God is good. That's the reason why. But I think maybe we need a little more. We need a little deeper conversation about this topic. Because if you live in that constant state of chaos and struggle, then even when the good things happen, you're always looking for the other shoe to drop. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, this is going so good, it can't last because nothing like this ever does in my life. It always ends in trouble. It always ends with heartbreak. Yeah, I know. We can really become jaded. We can think that that's exactly how life is going to go. But I want to challenge you with a different perspective today. Jenny's going to help us with it. And oh my goodness, she's got a grasp on this one. Let this encourage you this morning. I know it encouraged me.
You are not going to sabotage this great thing that God has placed in your life. I'm talking to you. You're not going to sabotage it. Stop trying to recreate it and make it something negative. Whatever that thing is, love, promotion, new location, whatever that thing is that God has blessed you with, the reward that God has given you, all the laboring that you've done, all the tears you've shed, all the nights staying up worrying, and you're trying to make this thing something it's not. It's wonderful. It's a blessing. It's amazing, and you're not going to sabotage it. You're not going to sever it before it even takes flight. Stop trying to figure out a way to release it and figure out a way to not accept it, because you're so used to heartbreak and you're so used to falling that God has picked you up and said, daughter, son, it's your time. You think all that was in vain? And the enemy wants to impede on your brain and make you think that this beautiful thing that God has blessed you with is something bad. Stop it now. He has given you this thing on a silver platter. You technically don't even deserve it. Technically, you didn't do anything to receive it. You may be getting a promotion and you're not even qualified. That type of deal. You may have qualified for a home and you shouldn't have. You may have qualified for the car and you shouldn't have. Okay? So stop. Stop trying to reconfigure this thing and sever it, because you have to figure out a way to make it not right. It's right. It's real right. And it's for you It's yours. It's a blessing. It's magnificent. It's all the things. Stop right now trying to disconnect from it because you're so used to something bad happening. And before it could happen, you want to get rid of it. No, you've been through all of that. You've been through the losers. You've been through the users. You've been through the hard times. And at some point, that comes to an end because God is teaching you. God is using you. And there's something in everything that you've been through that you're going to take with you to that next level. So, baby, stop. Stop trying to make this right thing wrong. Because it's real right. You hear me?
There's an ache that's so persistent. There's a battle in my mind, trying not to let the fear win, but I can't seem to close my eyes.
What a song. That's Overthinking by Samantha Ebert. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I got some more great music lined up, and we got a car line competition. Well, it's the postseason car line competition coming up at the top of the hour. So stick around. Get ready to win some gift cards. Here's Cody Carnes.
Your word is a lamp unto my feet.
Okay, so I came across a few truths, and I wanted to pass them along to you. Because though school might be over, we continue to learn through our everyday lives, right? I mean, school sets us up for some success, but we learn real life lessons every day, don't we? Yeah. Here are a few lessons you probably learned, and maybe some that you've yet to learn, but these are still true. Working out will make you feel weak when it's actually making you stronger. Isn't that funny? Because you push your muscles to the point of exhaustion, and your arms feel like noodles when you're done, right? But it's actually making you stronger in the long term. Maybe not so much in the short term. It made you weak. Here's another. Learning new things will make you feel dumb when it's actually making you smarter. Yeah, when you're trying to learn something new and you can't quite wrap your brain around it and you feel less than, it's like, I'm no good at this. Well, you just stick with it, buddy, because you're getting better, whether you know it or not. Here's another. Investing in yourself will make you feel broke when it's actually making you rich. Investing in yourself. What does that mean? Well, maybe it's, I don't know, paying to attend some kind of seminar, a training of some kind to help you better understand your career. Maybe it's that. Maybe investing in yourself is buying the more expensive but more nutritional food. Yeah. It's costing you an arm and a leg, but it's saving your arm and your leg for later. You know what I mean? It's going to make you feel broke, but it's helping you in the long run. Here's one. Facing your fears will make you feel terrified when it's actually making you braver. Yeah. Going through a few of those fears right now, my little girl. She still has to have that hall light on. She doesn't like to be in the back of the house with the lights out. She's like, I just feel like something's there. I'm like, baby girl, nothing is there. You're going to be just fine. So we're working through that right now. So here's the moral of the story. Never hold yourself back. Strive to be better tomorrow than you were today. And thank yourself later. There you go. Hey, you know what? I think we need a little Forrest Frank in our lives right about now. How about you? Maybe this viral dance trending song, Your Way's Better? Okay, here you go.
Oh Lord, I need you now more than ever. Would you put my heart back together?
Say it with me in 3, 2, 1. Give me the horn. All right, now let's go ahead and crank that engine, and then let's start that music so I can say, hey everybody, it's time to play the car line competition, the post-season edition. I know we have no kids in the car going to school, but that doesn't mean we don't have anybody in the car going somewhere. So, hey, last I checked, we all like winning free gift cards. So I've got 3 of them to give away this morning. This is how it works. I'm going to ask you the question, give you the cue to call. You're going to call me up and give me the right answer. When you do, you're going to win 3 gift cards. 1 to keep, 2 to give away. We got them to Gunnersville Chick-fil-A, Albertville Home Bakery, and the Caring Heart Thrift Store in Arab. And this morning, I'm going to have a prize question as well. One that'll actually allow you to get bonus answers for bonus Chick-fil-A gift cards. Ooh, which one will it be? Let's find out. Tell you what, let's have a Bible trivia question first. This is what we normally do. I'll even tell you where to find it. It's an open book quiz question. So here we go. According to 1 Kings, chapter 3, verse 9, what king was famous for asking God for wisdom instead of riches or a long life? Was it A, David, B, Saul, C, Solomon, or D, Hezekiah? 256-505-0885 is the number to call. I've got my caller. Stay right there on the phone line with me while I start this song, and I'll get your answer. It's Seth Schleter with Running Back to You, right here, right now, on your 88.5 JFM, making your day better. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good.
This is, let me see, Samuel Avila.
You guessed right?
All right, Samuel. How's everything going during this summer break?
Fine.
Good. Glad to hear it. Have you done anything fun?
No, besides playing in the puddles.
Playing in puddles? Yes. Are you wearing your boots when you play in the puddles?
No, we wear regular stuff and we have mud ball fights.
Sounds like more fun than playing in puddles with boots on. Very nice. Mud ball fights for the win. All right, here we go. I got a question for you. According to 1 Kings, chapter 3, verse 9, what king was famous for asking God for wisdom instead of riches or long life? Go ahead and tell me.
Solomon.
Solomon is correct. Congratulations to you. You just won 3 gift cards. How does that make you feel?
Great.
Great. Yeah, now here's my favorite part. Because you win 3, I want you to keep 1 and give the other 2 away to 2 very special people. But I want you to tell me about those 2 people.
My mom and, my brother.
Your mom and your brother. Okay, tell me something special about that brother of yours.
Well, he's funny, he's a lot like me, and yeah.
Cool, okay. All right, so that's brother.
And the thrift store one's going to my mom.
Oh, really? Okay, tell me something special about your mom.
She loves thrift stores.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, then. Well, hey, you know what? I think you got some amazing people around you, Samuel. And since I have you on the phone, I was wondering, is there any particular song you'd like to hear this morning?
I'll be right back. Just hold 1 second.
Okay.
And No Grace from Johnny Cash. And No Grace from Johnny Cash.
Okay. Johnny Cash.
Johnny.
Wow, I'll see if I can find it, bud, okay?
Okay.
All right, have a wonderful morning.
Have a wonderful morning. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. All right, Samuel, I found the song, but here's the only thing. You'll have to wait till after the car line competition to hear it, because I can't play it from the production computer and take phone calls at the same time. So give me just a little time and I'll get your song on the air, okay? That just means you got to stick around and listen for a little while longer. That's all good. It's a win-win. Samuel, I think you rock. Thank you so much for playing my game. Now, here we go. Question number 2. This one could land you a couple extra Chick-fil-A gift cards. Here's the question that I have for you. Which gas do plants absorb from the atmosphere to perform photosynthesis? Is it A, oxygen, B, carbon dioxide, C, nitrogen, or D, hydrogen? 256-505-0885. There's my caller. Stay right there on the phone line with me while I start this song, and I'll get your answer. It's Maverick City Music with Gyra, right here, right now, on the Lifeline Morning Show. Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
How's it going?
Good.
Good. Who am I talking to?
Summer.
Oh, Summer. Hi, Summer.
Hi.
Hi. Everything going well?
Yeah.
All right. Very good. Well, let's see. I didn't ask you yesterday. What grade are you going into?
7.
7th grade. Okay. All right. So are you sparking with Mom right now?
Yeah.
Awesome. Was it a good day sparking yesterday?
Yeah.
I hope she's giving you a little bit of that cash.
Yeah.
All right. You're earning your keep, Summer. Here we go. My question for you. This could land you some extra gift cards as well. So let's see if you know the answer to my question. All right. Here it is. Which gas do plants absorb from the atmosphere to perform photosynthesis? Is it A, oxygen, B, carbon dioxide, C, nitrogen, or D, hydrogen?
Carbon dioxide.
You are exactly correct. Congratulations to you. You just won 3 gift cards, but you have the chance of winning more Chick-fil-A gift cards. So here's my second question for you. Humans inhale oxygen and exhale what? Do they exhale oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, or hydrogen?
Carbon dioxide?
Congratulations. You are exactly correct. You see, trees do the exact opposite, right? They absorb carbon dioxide and release oxygen. And we absorb oxygen and we release carbon dioxide. So it's kind of this cycle that's going on, right? But here's the question. Here's the one that I really want to know if you know the answer to this one, okay? What contributes more to oxygen production on our planet? Trees or oceanic plankton?
Trees?
Trees? That's what I thought too. But do you know what? It's actually oceanic plankton that contributes more. It's like 50% of the world's oxygen comes from the ocean. That's crazy. But don't worry, it's not like plankton off of SpongeBob SquarePants. You ever watched that show before?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like the animal plankton. It's more like the plant kind of plankton. So there you go. Now you know. We learn something new every day, don't we?
Yep.
Yep. Very cool. So you got an extra Chick-fil-A gift card coming with your pack of 3. Now, your chance to tell me about 2 very special people that are going to get a gift card from you.
My mom and my bonus dad.
Oh, what's your bonus dad's name?
Jacob.
Jacob. What do you love about that bonus dad?
He's funny.
Very good. All right, and now we already made Mom cry yesterday, so let's make Mom laugh today. What's one crazy thing your mom does that she would kill you if you told me about?
She makes some jokes.
Oh, okay. That's not so embarrassing. Well, that's very cool. So she tells funny jokes. I wonder if she's got one in the chamber right now. I wonder if she could just crack one off.
I don't know.
Let's put Mom on the spot. All right, Mom. So you got a funny joke for us?
What kind of car does Jesus drive?
I've heard ones like this before. And like I know that caravan is in there, but that's more like around Jesus' birth. There was like a caravan of people coming to see him. So I don't know, what kind?
A Chrysler.
Oh, that's genius. Good job. I'd never heard that one before. That's good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're pretty good at telling some jokes. All right, then. Well, hey, I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Stay safe out there sparking, and we will talk with y'all later. I'll get these gift cards sent your way, okay?
Okay. Hey, you actually know me.
Really?
Yes. I graduated from CWJC last May.
Oh, cool. Okay. What was your name?
Keisha Morgan.
Keisha. All right, Keisha. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for calling and playing my game. And tell me something about CWJC. Was it good for you?
Yes, I loved it.
Awesome.
It truly helped, and it helped my relationship be stronger with God too.
Okay. All right.
I truly enjoyed it.
So it's something you would recommend other people to get involved with?
Oh, yes. I try to invite people all the time to go to them classes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, they do some amazing work there. And it's amazing to see the transformation with you ladies every session. Lots of times I see theyese ladies come in and they're kind of looking at the ground. They're not too confident. They're not too bubbly. Yep. And then by the time it's over, it's like, hey, they have come out of their shell and they're bubbly and they're happy and there's something about it, you know?
Yes, they look like a flower, you know, that completely transformation.
Yeah, that's a perfect analogy for that. Yep. All right, then. Well, thank you so much for playing my game. Y'all have a wonderful day.
All right. You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
How cool was that? We had a bonus prize question. We got to share the love with the bonus dad, and we got to learn a little bit about CWJC right here in Guntersville. That's cool stuff. I'd say that's a win, because there's 4 gift cards. Win for the CWJC, and win for the joke. That's 6 wins in 1 call. I don't know if you can tell or not. I love my job. Thank you so much for hanging out right here. Thanks for allowing me to be able to be here with you, because if it weren't for you, I wouldn't be here hanging out with you. So I really think you're awesome. Thank you for listening, however you're doing that this morning. All right, as we move on with the show, I got some music lined up, and we're going to have a fresh drive time devotion as well. So I hope that you will stick around. But for now, how about some Beautiful Life by Pat Barrett? I love this song. It's a feel-good song.
Oh, what a beautiful life. Oh, what a beautiful life. every day is a gift from God.
Oh, Samuel, I have not forgotten to play your song. Hold on, it's coming up after the Drive Time Devotion, okay? All right, that Johnny Cash song, Ain't No Grave, coming up very, very shortly. But first, Caleb and John with Hallelujah Feeling.
Some days I climb the mountains, some days I touch the clouds, and some days my best friend has been the cold, hard ground.
This is Pastor Larry Walls with your Drive Time Devotion. As a young boy, Fritz wanted nothing more than to play the violin. He listened very intently to all types of violin music, and finally, his parents encouraged his interest by paying for him to have lessons. Fritz didn't make very much progress as they all had hoped that he would, and after a few years, he eventually just quit his lessons. Over the next several years, as Fritz went to college and through young adulthood, he studied medicine but failed to complete his medical school. He joined the Army, and there he failed to be promoted. In other attempts in his life, he tried and quit many other pursuits, but Fritz realized that the little bit of success that he had enjoyed was related to him playing that violin. So he went back to his instructor and said, I really do want to play the violin. Well, the instructor said to him, Fritz, fine. She said, I will take you back as a student, but only if you apply yourself and if you acquire the irreplaceable quality that is necessary for you to become a great violinist. You must exhibit undefeatable determination in whatever you do. Well, this go-round, Fritz Kreisler persevered in his pursuit of music. It was the very first time he had truly persevered in anything that he had attempted, and it wasn't long until Carnegie Hall was filled with the music of this man who never gave up. 1 Corinthians 9:25 says, Now every athlete who goes into training conducts himself temperately and restricts himself in all things. They do it to win a wreath that will soon wither, but we do it to receive a crown of eternal blessedness that cannot ever wither. Now just know that we improve ourselves by victories over ourselves. There must be contests, and we must win them. Pray with me. God, help us to trust in you and to trust in ourselves that we might accomplish that you've set in front of us to do. For it's in the name of Jesus we pray. Amen.
I thought we'd drive this one home with a little music from Fritz Kreisler. Here he is playing his famous Love's Sorrow. That's the name of it. Just a little piece of Fritz doing his thing, and that paid off. Those lessons. I love when we get those real life stories. We can follow up and kind of see, hey, what went on there. So there you go. And thanks again to the Right Reverend Larry Walls for bringing us that fresh Drive Time Devotion this morning. Now it's time to get on to a request of sorts. This comes to us from Samuel Avila. He said he wanted to hear Johnny Cash and Ain't No Grave. So I think I want to play it for him. Here it is.
There ain't no grave can hold my body down. There ain't no grave can hold my body down.
These opportunities come every single day, and lots of times they come out of nowhere. Yeah, those opportunities to feel less than, to feel judged, to feel like you don't quite measure up. You ever been there before? Maybe it's from somebody you haven't seen in a very long time. Maybe it's been years. And they ask you about this or that particular situation in your life, remembering how things used to be. And you know that things have changed, but they don't. So what do? What do you tell them? Do you tell them about all the stuff that's gone down and then feel judged about it? Do you come up with some kind of vague answer so you don't really answer their question and you can kind of feel better about it later on? Or do you speak your truth and say, you know what? I don't care what you think. You don't say this to them out loud, but you're thinking it. I don't care what you think. This is what's going on. And it's okay, because it's working out. Wow. Yeah, Christina found herself in that particular situation. and she went that last route. She told the truth. But there's more to the story, and this one will put a smile on your face. Take a listen to Christina's story.
I'm in a grocery store parking lot, and I'm packing all my groceries into my trunk, and suddenly I hear someone screaming, "Christina, Christina!" So I turn around, and I recognize the woman. Our sons went to elementary school together, and then they went to different high schools, so we lost touch, haven't seen her in years. So she runs over, and we are just talking and catching up, and then suddenly she says, "Christina, can you believe that our sons are graduating high school? Where is the time gone? And we're trying to figure out whether to throw like a big graduation party or just do a little family thing. What are you going to do for Luca?" And everything inside me wanted to do what I'd always done and just give her some vague answer. "Oh, I don't know. We'll figure it out." But instead, I decided to meet that moment with ease and with truth. And I said, "Luca's not graduating." And she immediately just looked flustered and embarrassed that she had even asked. And she was like, "I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry." And I just said, no, it's okay. It's okay. He's had some mental health challenges and he's been focusing on that, and I'm really proud of him. And I hope he's proud of himself too. Walking away from that conversation where I was just so straightforward, where I didn't worry about what she thought, I wasn't worried about her opinion or her approval, man, it felt so good. I felt so free. And it made me realize that I'm actually very much okay with our messy, crazy, unpredictable story. I'm very much okay with it. 5 months later, Luca completes his schoolwork, and we're told that he's going to get the diploma just mailed to him. No big celebration. And so I decided this boy deserves a ceremony. So I surprised him with a graduation ceremony. I set up chairs to look like an audience in our living room. I went and ordered a cap and gown. Later on, when I was putting it on him, he kind of got emotional. He was like, "I never thought I would get to wear a cap and a gown, Mom." And then I made a program, and I wrote down different family members and friends that were going to speak at his ceremony. And I decided, well, since he's the only kid graduating on this random day in October, that automatically makes him the valedictorian. Fact. So I put that in the program. And it was the most beautiful ceremony. See, I didn't want my son to be embarrassed because he was graduating later than his friends. So many of the things in life that we are worried that we will be judged for are actually things worth celebrating. And we're going to miss out on celebrating those things if we are pining for somebody else's approval. And by the way, my son did not graduate 5 months late. He graduated on time. His time.
I've been uptown, I've been downtown, in the spotlight, I've been broke down. I've seen so much, might not know much, but there ain't nothing sweeter than his love.
I just heard from our good friend Joel Modis. I noticed that I didn't see his pin on the stream down in Palm Coast, Florida. That's because, well, he and his wife are at Epic Universe today. Yeah, he sent me a picture. They're at Bowser's Challenge right now. I'm going to go to that park one of these days. It's going to be a lot of fun. I grew up playing Nintendo. You know, I was 40 years old when I finally finished Mario Brothers 3. Yeah, I never had the patience, I guess, when I was a kid. It was just one of those things. But hey, I beat it on the Switch because you could save your lives and start back over. Anyway, Stephen Curtis Chapman.
Never did like the word mediocre. Never wanted it to be said of me. Oh no. Just point me to the top and I'd go over. Looking for the very best that could be.
Can I share a happy husband moment with you that just happened to me yesterday? See, I was on the mower and I looked back and my wife, she had her phone out. She was actually FaceTiming her mom and showing me on the mower because I got it working. And she said to her mom, "He can do anything." I'm like, whoa, no, those are some pretty powerful words. Made me feel real good. You know what I mean? It's like, I didn't really know what I was doing, but I did manage to get it done. That was definitely a hard-fought, greasy hallelujah. I'm going to tell you more about it coming up, so stick around and we'll dive a little deeper. It's quite the story, and I got a good follow-up for you, too. You don't want to go anywhere. Stick around. There I was last night. I was standing in the middle of my driveway because I needed a flat spot to put the mower because I had to work on it. To the left of me, I've got my truck kind of pulled off the driveway. Tailgate's down. I got tools and parts and pieces there. I've got my toolbox on the ground over beside the mower. I've got the deck of the mower standing up in front of the mower, and I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm completely out of my depth. But just a while ago, I've been riding on this mower, and by the way, this mower has its challenges because it was made in the 80s, like me, so it's a little worse for wear. It's a John Deere 170 that was passed down to me and my wife when we got our house. See, her parents had an old mower, and they're like, hey, y'all can use this to start mowing your grass. We were thankful because all we had was a push mower. And let me tell you, push mowing that lawn that we have right now takes forever. So, happy to get this mower, but over the past few months, I've noticed it's been really loud. Like, so loud, you need to have headphones on to protect your ears. And I didn't realize that meant there was trouble until the last time I was on it. And when the blades were off, it was actually the blade was scraping the ground. So I found out that the spindle was bad. Yeah, the ball bearings were missing. The grease fitting was gone, and it was wobbly as everything. So, through a little help from Bud Williams' brother, who works on mowers, he told me, yep, I can't really repair this. You're going to have a new one. He said, but if you buy one, you might as well buy both because if one's going out now, the other's sure to go out soon. So, sure enough, he helped me find the part. I ordered it. I got it in. And there I was in the middle of my driveway. Did it go quickly? No, it did not. Nothing ever goes quickly for me when it's mechanical. So, I gave it some time and I got those blade spindles back on there. And I got the blades attached. And then I got the deck attached to the undercarriage of the mower. And then I got on that thing. And I started mowing my grass. I felt like $100. I'm telling you, I felt accomplished. And the fact that my wife was talking with her mom on FaceTime and pointing the phone at me with me on the mower saying, he can do anything. Oh my gosh. That made me feel like $1 million. Oh, was I greasy and sweaty and tired? You better believe it. Oh, and by the way, I took care of another little chore around the house. We've been noticing in our gutters that we've had little trees growing because there's some dirt up there and some seeds have taken root. So I asked my neighbor, could I borrow your ladder? And he let me do that. So I got that cleaned up too. So I feel like a pretty accomplished husband this morning. I'm just saying. But you know what? I was greasy. I was dirty. I had to have a shower last night. So sometimes we can gain a lot of joy. We can find, well, God's favor in the middle of the ordinary. And I want to share a story with you coming up about one greasy guy who was able to help somebody out in a pretty cool way. And I think you're going to love it. So I want you to stick around and hear it for yourself. All right? Thanks for hanging out with me here on the Lifeline Morning Show. Now, John Reddick with No Fear.
I got enemies at every side. It ain't looking good, I ain't gonna lie. Arrows flying, devils trying to make me think I'm going down this time.
God doesn't always answer with lightning from the sky. Sometimes he answers with the oil and grease-stained pair of hands and a heart full of yes. Let me tell you about Elliot Middleton, a restaurant owner and mechanic from South Carolina. Elliot noticed something in his rural community. Folks were missing job interviews, doctor's appointments. Not because they were lazy or unmotivated, but because they had no transportation. So Elliot started doing something quietly radical. In the back of his restaurant, he began repairing old, donated cars, completely free of charge, and giving them to people who needed a second chance. One of those people was a young man trying to turn his life around. He had an interview lined up, but no suit. So what did Elliot do? He gave him one of his own, not just the car, but the clothes off his back. The young man got the job. When asked why he did it, Elliot said, "My dad was a mechanic. He used to fix cars for people who couldn't afford it. I'm just picking up where he left off." Now, I don't know who needs to hear this, but maybe you've been praying for a breakthrough, and it hasn't come in the way you expected. Or maybe you're the answer to someone else's prayer. Maybe God has already positioned you with just enough kindness, courage, or experience to be someone's miracle. Because here's the truth. God's blessings don't always drop out of the sky. Sometimes they show up with a socket wrench and a borrowed suit. So here's what I want to ask you today. What's something God has done for you through someone else that still blows your mind? Or maybe who is someone God might be nudging you to help right now? Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. 256-967-0885 is how you can text me. Or if you want to talk, I'd love to hear your voice. 256-505-0885. And there's always that email. It's Steven@885jfm.com. I know that's info overload. I just hope you get that I really would love to hear from you this morning. So tell me, something God's done for you through someone else that still blows your mind. Or maybe that person that God might be nudging you to help right now. Let me know. Because God is always working. And often, guess what? He works through you. Why? Because we were made for more. Here's Josh Baldwin to sing about it with a little help from Jen Johnson.
I wasn't made to be tending a grave. I was called by name, born and raised back to life again. I was made for more.
Thanks so much for hanging out. However you are doing that right now, I want to shout some people out because I am seeing some pins on my streaming map. I'm seeing them over in Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you for making us part of your day. Looks like Montevallo's hanging out too. Hey, I was wondering, down in Montevallo, I was pinpointing your location. I don't want to freak you out or anything, but it's showing me that I think that you're listening from a realty business. Is that correct? It's a real estate business? I could be wrong. Hey, let me know. Text me, 256-967-0885. We've also got Albertville and Guntersville hanging out with us. We got Huntsville as well. Joel Modis has been checking in this morning. He is at Universal. It's Universal, but what's the name of it now? It's got a new Epic Universe. That's the name of the new park. So he's over in Mario Land. He was at Bowser's Challenge just a little while ago. So he's keeping tabs. He's touching base, letting us know what's going on down there. Yeah, they really enjoy that park. Plus, we got our friends across the ocean and ahead of us time-wise. They're living in the future. It's already the afternoon where they are in Fuchenstein and Vogelen, Germany. Thank you for making us part of your day. And however you're listening, maybe you're listening on the podcast, not even live right now. You're listening after the fact. Thank you for listening. And in case you didn't know, those of you listening live, yes, I put the talking segments together into a podcast episode and release it every morning after a live show at 10:30 over on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You can find today's show there at 10:30 this morning by typing in Lifeline Morning Show. Or maybe you're listening on the FM dial. Yeah, thank you for being here. And as always, I love hearing from you. If you have a song you're just dying to hear, I'd love to take your request. 256-967-0885. Just text me. Let me know what it is. Drop me a line. Say hello. Hey, I've got some stuff coming up I think you're really going to enjoy. Plus, we've got a This Day in History coming up at 9:15. We'll have Brian Trent coming up in the 9:30 part of the show. Between 9:30 and 9:45, right in there is where we usually play his stuff. And hey, I just set up an interview, not for next week, but for the week after when we come back on Tuesday of that week. Karis Snyder is going to be joining me here in the studio, talking with me about her brand new book. I'm really excited about it. It's all about female athletes, and I think you're really going to love it. So we've got that coming up, a little programming note. And while I'm doing programming notes, I need to let you know this. I had planned to come on in and do the show tomorrow, and then we were going to leave to go on vacation after that. But plans have changed, and so I will not be here tomorrow. So I'm sorry I won't be able to hang out with you live, but you can still tune in. You can hear some great music. I won't be here tomorrow, and for the rest of next week, I won't be here. We're going to the Gulf of America, as it is called now. We're going to be staying at Pirates Cove RV Resort down in Foley, Alabama. Really looking forward to it. Oh, they got this amazing restaurant nearby, too. It's called Bagel Boy. It's breakfast heaven. I'm telling you, I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, just giving you a heads up. You won't be hearing me tomorrow here on the show. And for next week, I'll be gone on vacation as well. But the week after, it's on like Donkey Kong. We are going to have some fun. We're going to kick this summer off right. And I'll be having some giveaways. some water park pass giveaways. So just letting you know, be looking forward to that. But for now, instead of talking about the water, how about let's talk about the desert with a little help from Casting Crowns. It's called Desert Road. You know what? Mark Hall of Casting Crowns, he is the only national celebrity Christian music artist that has come and actually sat in the studio and let me interview him, and it was such a blast. You can find it on YouTube.
I don't want to write this song. I don't want this pain to be my story. I don't want this desert road. Are you sure this is the plan that you have for me?
When something's beautiful, you're not in this state of low, drab, and dreary. No, when you see that something's beautiful, all of a sudden you come alive. There's something about you. There's some kind of this, I don't really know how to say other than this higher energy about you. There's this higher awareness of what's going on around you. For instance, when I'm driving into work from Arab to Guntersville, and I'm coming down that mountain, and I see that lake, and it's just gorgeous, and we've got this amazing sunrise. Oh my, when I'm driving over the causeway and see that beautiful water with the blue sky above and the reflection and the birds and all the people out on the water, it's just something about that. Or when I look at a butterfly with its beautiful wings, there's just something about my attitude that changes when I see these things. They impact me. My body feels different when I see things like this. So, with that in mind, I wonder if maybe we could try to live in a beautiful state. Not like the beautiful state of Alabama. No, I'm talking about a beautiful attitude. What if we could live with that feeling all the time that beauty brings to us? Well, guess what? We can. And there's a strategy for it. So here's Tony Robbins to talk a little bit about how we can do that.
How would your life be different if your standard for your identity was, I don't suffer, I live in a beautiful state every day? That doesn't mean every day has my preferences filled, but I no longer think my preferences are life and death. I'm always going to be in a beautiful state because life is too short to suffer, even if there's injustice, even if it's not fair, because that's going to happen. And if I'm going to let any of those things take away my happiness and all the blessings of my life, how silly is that? Because we can predict that stuff's going to happen. But if it happens and I'm like, okay, it's not my preference, but let's roll with it. I'm going to figure a way to turn it to an advantage, and I'm going to do it from a beautiful state. Then I never lose anything. Then I don't have to live in fear. I want to make sure that living in a beautiful state does not include beating yourself when you're not. If you notice you're not in a beautiful state, that means it's working. So if you catch yourself not living in a beautiful state, oh, it's working, let me get back in that beautiful state. I'm not going to suffer about this. I'm going to go solve this from that beautiful high energy place versus the low energy place.
So let's tackle life with that vim and vigor and vitality that we should have, because come on, this is a beautiful life, and we are fighting and we're living from a place of victory. So let's own it.
It's a dead end road when I thought I was on my way. It's shattered plans when I thought dreams were being made. But I know where I stand, Lord. I trust your plan, Lord. It's all in your hands, Lord. If I'm still here, then you're not done.
Well, good morning and welcome to This Day in History, a chance for us to look back on yesteryear to celebrate some milestones and some achievements and the movers and shakers who brought us this far. So what happened on this day in history? On May 29, 1790, Rhode Island became the 13th and last original English colony to ratify the U.S. Constitution. It was in 1848 Wisconsin became the 30th state of the U.S. Union. The Badger State got this name from Wisconsin lead miners who were called Badgers. Why were they called Badgers? Because they didn't live in houses. They lived in little burrows, little almost caves in the sides of the mountain. I didn't know that until this morning. Learned something new every day. It was on this day in 1942, White Christmas was recorded by Bing Crosby. Released by Decca Records, the biggest selling single of all time, it's still played frequently each Christmas season. Yes, it is. It was on this day at 11:30 a.m. in 1953. Sir Edmund Hillary of New Zealand and Tenzing Norgay, a Sherpa of Nepal, became the first explorers to reach the summit of Mount Everest, which at 29,035 feet above sea level is the highest point on Earth. The two, part of a British expedition, made their final assault on the summit after spending a fitful night at 27,900 feet. News of their achievement broke around the world on June 2nd, the day of Queen Elizabeth II's coronation, and Britons hailed it as a good omen for their country's future. There you go. Scaling Everest, that's a pretty big deal. It was on this day in 1736 that Patrick Henry was born, the American revolutionary patriot who said, "Give me liberty or give me death." Yeah, him. You read about him in your history books. In 1903, Bob Hope was born. You remember him? I remember seeing those Bob Hope specials when I was a kid. You know that man lived until 2003. So think about that. 1903 to 2003. He was he was 100 years old. He was. Wow. Pretty cool. And then in 1917, JFK, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, was born, the 35th U.S. president. Oh, I have some more information to get to as well. A few added extras here. It was on this day in 1999, Discovery became the first space shuttle to dock with the International Space Station. You remember when the shuttles used to take off? That was so mesmerizing. It was a lot different than these rockets of today. I remember we were on our honeymoon in Orlando, and we saw one of the last ones blast off in 2007. And we wanted to go to Cape Canaveral to watch it because we were in Orlando. We weren't too far away, but little did we know, all we had to do was look outside, and you could actually see it rising into space. Oh, and speaking of rising, did you know that today is the day of Ascension? Yeah. It may be known to you as maybe the Feast of Ascension, but basically, today, May 29th, 2025, commemorates Jesus Christ's bodily ascension into heaven 40 days after his resurrection. This event is observed by various Christian denominations, including Catholics, Lutherans, Anglicans, and Methodists. The ascension signifies the completion of Jesus' earthly ministry and his exaltation at the right hand of God. And there you have it. That's this day in history. Now, I'm going to bring the music down, close the book, and remind you of this simple truth. There are many facts and figures written throughout this book, excerpts of people's lives, how they changed the world around them, and how they indeed made history. What a humbling idea for your good deeds to be written down in a book for others to learn about long after you're gone. And I hope that for you. I hope that you get that privilege. But can I tell you, even if your history is not written in a book like this, I know where it's being written every single day. It's in the hearts and on the minds of every single person you come in contact with and how you make them feel. So I wonder if you'll take a challenge with me I like to take every day. It's simply this. Let's resolve to make good history today so that when others think of us, they get a smile on their face, a little extra warmth in their heart. Can you take that challenge? Now, it's not always easy. No. Sometimes you don't want that filter between your brain and your mouth to be turned on. You want to flip that thing off from time to time. You want to give somebody a piece of your mind. I know, but choose to speak life. Turn that filter back on. And yeah, it's real easy, and I fall into this trap sometimes. I get a little mad out on the roadways, especially when somebody cuts me off in traffic. But I try to calm down and try to remember, I don't know what's going on in their life. Maybe they cut me off in traffic because they're in such a big hurry. They got somewhere exciting to go. Or they got to go to the bathroom real bad. Just choose to see things in a different perspective. Try not to get so mad and react in those situations. Can you rise to the occasion? Can you take that challenge with me? Yeah, I figured you could. Thanks for hanging out with me here on the Lifeline Morning Show. Now, Josh Wilson with a little message for all of us to dream small. I'm going to be honest with you. When I first heard this song, I'm like, what? Dream small? No, I want to dream big. But listen to these lyrics. It all makes sense. It's a pretty good song.
It's a mama singing songs about the Lord. It's a daddy spending family time the world says he cannot afford. These simple moments change the world.
Well, this morning I have heard from a good friend of ours, Wheezy. She reached out and said, Wishing you and yours safe and fun times on vacation. Thank you, Wheezy. Yeah, we're headed to the Gulf of America tomorrow and all of next week. She said, I'll be headed north to the land of mosquitoes Sunday and Monday. Oh, my. Oh, another road trip. You got to have some good road trip snacks. You remember when we did that? It's been a few months ago, hadn't it? Oh, my. We got like the perfect ideas for road trip snacks. That was so much fun. Wheezy, I hope you have a great time as well. And thank you for the well wishes. And I also heard from Margaret. Margaret, she sent me a morning GIF, so I'm getting ready to send her one back. Now, she sent me an astronaut and says, hello from Huntsville. It says, have a good day with this astronaut. Or no, maybe this is a robot. It's a robot or astronaut. It's kind of jumping up and down. Have a good day. Have a good day. So I'm looking for the perfect GIF to send back your way, Margaret. So be expecting that via that text app very, very soon. And hey, just in case you didn't know, you can reach me by text using this number, 256-967-0885. I would love to hear from you. Send me a morning GIF. Tell me how your day's going. Request a song. Hey, I've got thousands of those at my fingertips. I can play something for you. 256-967-0885. Sound good? All right. Well, how about a little Zach Williams with a little help from Dolly Parton? And there was Jesus, right here on the Lifeline Morning Show. Real hope, real faith, real life.
Every time I try to make it on my own, every time I try to stand, start to fall. And all those lonely roads that I've traveled on, there was Jesus.
There's this little trap we can fall into from time to time that really hinders us on our faith journey. You know what that trap is? It's called unforgiveness. Now, how do you deal with that? I mean, there's that whole scripture that says, you've got to forgive others or your Father won't forgive you. Yeah, we'll go back and touch on that scripture and get a little insight from the one and only Brian Trent coming up after Iveth Luna and right on time, right here on the Lifeline Morning Show.
Right now, want that mountain to move. Right now, want that ocean to part. Right now, God, I'm looking for you, and I'm wondering where you are.
It's a currency that never pays off. What am I talking about? I'm talking about offense. I'm talking about those times where somebody's done you wrong and you're kind of holding a grudge. You haven't quite forgiven that person yet. Yeah. What's up with that? Why is it so hard to forgive somebody who's done us wrong? Well, I get it, because we don't want others to treat us that way. We don't want to treat others that way. We want everything to be all right. And I mean, why in the first place did they even do me wrong? I don't understand that. Well, that's just it. I don't understand that. That right there, that's the powerful operative phrase. We don't understand that. Why they did what they did, where they were at, what perspective they were seeing life from, what they were into, what they might have had on their plate, what was resting on their shoulders, what kind of pressure they were feeling when they did the thing they did to us. And sometimes, well, you know what? You've just got to let it go. You've got to forgive that person. And it's not just a sometimes, it's all the time. We got to forgive that person. Why? Well, it's a pretty serious topic. Find it in Matthew chapter 6, verse 14. It says it this way in the New Living Translation. If you forgive those who sin against you, your heavenly Father will forgive you. But if you refuse to forgive others, your Father will not forgive your sins. Well, yikes. It's a pretty powerful deal. It's a pretty serious topic, right? But there is a way to process through this, a way we can understand it a little bit better. And our good friend Brian Trent's going to help us with that this morning. If you don't know who Brian is, he's from Hampton, South Carolina, where he pastors the Lighthouse Church. He and his family are all across the socials under this handle, Trent Tribe. That's how you can find him for yourself. Here's what he has to say about forgiveness and unforgiveness. And wow, this makes a lot of sense.
So I read some time back that being capable of forgiving someone, despite the severity of their betrayal or harm against us, first begins with acknowledging that forgiveness doesn't start with that person. Oh man, I've had my own struggles with it, and I've discovered that forgiveness starts with me and focuses on God long before it ever looks at anyone else. Isn't that crazy? You see, I've come to the conclusion that I'm not ready to forgive others until I truly understand how unbelievable it is that God would be willing to forgive me. Because if we live under the deception that we deserve forgiveness or we've earned forgiveness from God, then we'll never forgive as freely as we're commanded to. Because it's going to be tough to forgive others, because we will always base our forgiveness on the offending person's merit, their worthiness, or their remorse. You see, forgiveness doesn't require anything on the part of the one receiving our forgiveness. We may never see or interact with that person again, yet still be able to forgive them. This is because the ability to forgive is given to us by God through the power of the Holy Spirit. And as we forgive those who have hurt us, we're freeing ourselves from the bondage that withholding forgiveness enslaves us to. Listen, I know it's hard, but do yourself a favor today and begin that journey of forgiveness. Free yourself. Love you.
Three brothers in a fire, willing to die for their faith. But you were with them in the fire, and they walked out the next day.
I came across this mom who's just trying to be the best mom she can be for her 4-year-old. And so every night she does this little thing, this little routine that they have, and she wants to share it with all of us. Now, I think it's beautiful, so I want you to hear it for yourself. Here's Elise Myers with these affirmations, and feel free to follow along and repeat after her.
Every single night before bed, we do what are called the things with our 4-year-old son. Essentially, they're just affirmations that I started when he was first born, because I would have loved to have something like this when I was little. As I was doing them tonight, I realized there's probably people just like me that would love to hear these things about themselves. I'm 31 years old, and I'm not going to get emotional. Every single time I do them, I am reminding myself that I am these things, as well as my son. I'm going to do them with you. Some of them might not apply to you. Just skip those ones. I don't care if this feels awkward. I don't care if this feels cringy. I don't care if this feels embarrassing. If it does, it's all good. But these are important. And so please repeat after me. I am brave. I am strong. I am kind. I am loved. I am generous. I am patient. I am smart. I am honest. I am a good best friend. I have a good heart. I'm a good painter. My son added that one in, and he makes sure that we say it every single time. I'm a good brother, sister, sibling. I'm a good daughter, son, child. I'm a good sleeper. I'm gonna sleep through the whole night. Everything is gonna be okay. And I love you. Don't knock down the cheese. Good night.
I've been laying down my head, thinking just how good God's been.
Well, the time has come for me to bid you adieu. But before I do, I'd like to share with you an inspiring quote. In fact, some might say it's the most inspiring quote of the day. Yeah. And this is kind of bittersweet for me, because this is the last time I get to bid you adieu until we come back together on June the 9th. I'm going to be gone tomorrow and all of next week. You might hear my voice pre-recorded, but I won't be here in the studio hanging out with you, and I'm sorry about that, but I'll tell you more about how you can get your fix after this last break, okay? Sometimes, well, God shows up in ways we don't expect. Here's your quote. God doesn't just answer prayers, He exceeds them. Before we say goodbye and head into this weekend and beyond, I just want to leave you with one final reminder. God doesn't just answer prayers. He exceeds them. He shows up in the grocery line, in a job interview, in a car someone else fixed for you, in a moment you thought was the end but turned out to be just the beginning. Maybe the door you're praying to open hasn't moved yet. Maybe the breakthrough you're believing for hasn't come. But that doesn't mean God isn't already working behind the scenes. He's preparing the right answer in the right way at the right time. And when it comes, when He shows up, it won't just be enough. It'll be more than enough. So as I sign off today and leave you until June 9th, I want you to carry this truth with you. Expect good things. Expect surprise blessings. Expect a God who exceeds every expectation. And if you've already seen His faithfulness, then look back and celebrate, because where you are today may just be the answer to a prayer you whispered in a harder season. Until next time, take care of yourself, love the people around you, and never stop believing that God's best is still ahead. As always, if something from today's show touched your heart, reach out. Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. You can text me at 256-967-0885 or email Stephen with a V at 885jfm.com. Okay? Sound good? All right. Now, because I'm going to be gone until June 9th, if you would like to go over and check out the podcast, maybe check on some past episodes, they're there for you right now. Today's episode will be there at 10:30 this morning. So I hope you have an amazing Friday, a great weekend, and a great week. And I'll see you back here on Monday, June 9th. All right. Have the best day ever. And please stay in touch, okay? All right. Let's hit a song as we close things out today. How about some Phil Wickham and The Jesus Way right here on the Lifeline Morning Show. Real hope, real faith, real life.
If you curse me, then I will bless you. If you hurt me, I will forgive. And if you hate me, then I will love you. I choose the Jesus way.